Hey, Chloe! So, I was just wondering, are you still not home?
Huh? Good evening, Lila. As you know, me and your brother are on our honeymoon right now. We'll be back in 3 days.
3 days, huh? Got it.
Why? What's that about?
Oh, no real reason in particular. I was just curious, that's all. That's all I wanted you for. Bye!
What the hell was that all about?
Hey, Chloe! I just wanted to check something with you. There are no changes to you guys' plan to come back from your honeymoon the day after tomorrow, right?
Huh? Right. No changes to the plan.
You won't be coming home early or anything like that, right? One of you won't be coming home first, right? There's absolutely nothing out of the ordinary, is that correct?
Nope. As long as we don't have any unforeseen circumstances to deal with, everything will be going ahead as planned.
I see, okay.
Lila? Why are you asking me these things? I was confused when you asked me yesterday too, but now it's getting even weirder.
Well, I suppose it's not like you can make it home straight away anyways, so I might as well just come out with it.
Come out with what?
So, here's the thing. Me and my husband are living in yours and my brother's new house.
Excuse me?
In actual fact, we moved in and had all of our things carried here in a moving van 5 days before you left for your honeymoon.
What in God's name are you talking about? Stop joking around, Lila. There are all sorts of reasons that's not possible, not least of them security. Even if I humor you for the sake of argument, having your luggage carried in wouldn't have been possible either.
Wrong! They carried it all in without a hitch, even the furniture. The moving company were great. They clearly knew what they were doing. Your new house now belongs to me and my husband. There's no doubt about it.
What the hell? If you're being serious, the security team have let us down big time. I'll be having words.
The house is probably in my brother's name right now, but when you guys get back from your honeymoon, we'd like to go through the necessary procedures to have it switched over to my husband's. Will you pass the message on to my brother?
What are you talking about? Stop messing me around, Lila. Seriously, this can't be true. There are just too many reasons why what you're saying is impossible. There's no way you're living in our house right now. I just don't believe it.
We most definitely are. We already had all our stuff carried in. Plus, we've already been living here 5 days. We live here, so that means it's ours now. Sorry, Chloe. You snooze, you lose.
Lila, I heard you pulled a similar trick ages ago before I met my husband. Back when you both lived together with your parents?
Huh?
Your dad had to leave home for a while due to work, and the moment he left, you moved into his old room and declared it your lawful possession for eternity. Apparently, you could barely contain your excitement at the thought of him coming back to try and get rid of you. Nothing came of it in the end, because you gave up when he came back and you saw how furious he was, saying it was just a practical joke.
Oh, that? That was so fun! My brother has such a good memory.
My husband's telling me I should ignore this because you're probably just being mischievous like you were when you were a kid. But I've gotta admit, you got under my skin with this one. Listen, Lila, I don't know you as well as your brother, and I don't see the funny side of this. I know you might not be my biggest fan, but even for a practical joke, this is going too far. We're in the middle of our honeymoon, for crying out loud. Which means I'm sorry, but if you'll excuse me, we're going to enjoy the rest of our time together. I won't be replying to any more of your messages while we're away.
Wow.
I'm sorry to have to be a killjoy and rain on your parade, but what you're doing is unacceptable, and I don't see the funny side.
Are you sure that's what you want? If you ignore me, your house is barely going to be recognizable when you get back. Be careful! Me and my husband will have no choice but to enjoy our hobbies to the fullest. Hey, are you ignoring me already? Fine, have it your way. If that's how you're playing this, you leave me with no choice. Such a shame. It's time to make a house a home. Me and my hubby are going to customize it until it suits our style and tastes perfectly. I hope you're ready for what's coming. Oh, that First up, in a move so bold it would shock an African queen, we painted a huge heart on the outside wall. The wall is white, so the bright red heart really stands out. It's so bold you could see it from a mile off. I think it really makes a statement about who I am. I drew more hearts and stars all over the walls inside the house. I just drew them totally at random as the mood took me. There's actually something so artistic about how all of this is turning out. I should be nominated for a culture award. Who would have thought I was such a talented artist? I found my true calling after all this time. Don't worry though, it's not just pictures. I painted my whole room with a pink and black color scheme, and you wouldn't believe how well they complement each other. My husband decided he wanted a life of luxury, so he's dedicating 2 rooms to his beloved plastic model painting hobby. He's getting them set up as we speak. Thanks for buying us such a good house, Chloe. Thanks for giving it to us as well. We're super grateful. I'm having so much fun. I feel like a little girl again.
Lila, we just got home.
Hey, make sure you don't go entering without permission. This is our house now, you know. I know it might feel strange to you, but you have to respect our boundaries.
But we're already sat in the living room enjoying a cup of coffee.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? Me and my husband are in the living room drinking beer and watching TV. What a weird thing to make up. Where are you really?
Were you serious about moving into our house? Because I'm starting to think it was all just one big made-up prank. I did think there was some oddly specific stuff in the messages you were sending me, so I asked your mother just in case. And lo and behold, she confirmed you and your husband had been living in a house in the neighborhood until recently. But you moved out, and she didn't know where to, so I thought it might be true.
That's right. Duh, because it is true. Oh dear, you didn't think I was just making it up, did you? As if you'd think I'd really do something like that. This beautiful detached house with a yard belongs to us now. This is what you get for letting your guard down on your honeymoon. It's hardly fair that you and my brother are the only ones who get nice things.
I don't mean it like that. It does seem to be true that you moved into someone's house uninvited, just not ours. If we're being specific, our new house isn't actually a house at all. It's an apartment in a high-risk tower block.
Huh?
Not just that, but they have tighter security than Guantanamo Bay. There's a passcode system and security guards to ensure that only actual residents can enter. There's also a receptionist at the front desk. Me and my husband told the receptionist we'd be leaving for a little while before we went away on our honeymoon, so they'd never let anyone else into our apartment. You wouldn't have gotten in just the 2 of you, let alone had all of your things carried inside by a removal company. If the security guards didn't pick up on it, the cameras would have.
Uh-huh?
We phoned reception to put our minds at rest after your weird messages. And just as we thought, there's nothing out of the ordinary going on with our apartment. Whose house did you guys break into?
Wait a sec. So, let me get this straight. Your new house isn't really a house at all, but an apartment in a high-rise tower block?
Yes, exactly like I just said. How the hell did you get into whoever's house you're in right now? Did you have a key?
I found a key I didn't recognize in Mom's key case when I was over at her place. She was cooking for us in the kitchen, so I thought I may as well have a look through her things. It had the same address I overheard Mom mention on the phone a little while ago engraved into it. Given the timing, I didn't see what it could be other than the key to your new place. So I did what anyone would do and slipped it into my pocket while Mom wasn't looking.
No way! Is it the detached house on the house seating estate 10 minutes walk away from the southern ticket gate at the Apple station? By any chance?
Yes, actually it is. You know what?
Whoa! You've really gone and done it this time.
What do you mean? Gone and done what?
That's the house that your Aunt Kimmy is supposed to be moving into soon.
My Aunt Kimmy? No way! But she's abroad for work right now. How can that be? You're lying.
She's coming back soon because her company retransferred her to a branch in the States. and she bought that house as soon as she heard the news. All procedures regarding the sale and handover are complete, and it's already in her name. She's currently living in a temporary apartment in New York while working at the company branch there to finalize the handover of all the projects she was in charge of abroad. That's why she left the key with her sister, your mom. The plan was to put the finishing touches on her work stuff and then move into her new house and start a new life over here in earnest.
Oh my God.
That conversation you just mentioned overhearing on the phone, I'm guessing that was your mom speaking to your Aunt Kimmy about everything I just told you.
Seriously?
There should have been a mountain of cardboard boxes stacked up in the first room after you enter through the front door. Are they still there? That's all of your Aunt Kimmy's stuff.
Well, we might have sold some of it.
You sold your Aunt Kimmy's stuff?
We found some expensive-looking brand clothing when we were looking through them, and we just did what we thought made the most sense.
What the hell are you playing at, Lila?
What was I supposed to do? I thought it was all yours. Come on, see my side of things. How was it fair for my brother's new wife to have nicer things than me? Anyone would have done the same thing in my situation.
I'm not sure about that, you know. Anyway, you don't have much time. You need to get on the phone to whichever stores you sold your Aunt Kimmy's things to and see if there's any way you can get them back. Hopefully they haven't been sold already. There's a chance you might have to buy them back at a higher price, but it can be helped. Go, go, go!
What? Buy them back? Oh, it's no good. They sold the last item to someone 10 minutes before I called.
I see. My husband's currently explaining to your Aunt Kimmy what you did over the phone.
Oh my God, what? You told on me? You rat, how could you betray me like this?
Obviously, I told her. You think she doesn't have the right to know about a pair of lunatics breaking into her house and selling her things? I had no choice. Anyway, she wasn't happy. My husband had to keep reminding her he was only the messenger. She says your options are either to pay her one lump sum in compensation or to find exact replacements of every single item you sold and see to it she gets everything back as it was before you interfered.
What?
She says she's going to the house tomorrow to check on the situation. She says you're to stay there until she's seen you both and are absolutely not leaving under any circumstances.
Are you joking? Like hell I'm gonna sit waiting around here for my Aunt Kimmy to come and let me have it. You might not know this, but my Aunt Kimmy is super scary when she gets mad. My whole family walk on eggshells around her because no one wants to get on her bad side.
We had a feeling you might say that, so your mom and dad should be arriving anytime now. They'll be making sure you won't go anywhere. You're now officially under house arrest.
What?
Apparently your husband's parents are on their way too.
Wow, this so cannot be happening. You have to be joking me.
You're making a big mistake if you think you can worm your way out of this one. It's time to face the music, Lila.
You've left me with no choice. Switch to defensive tactics. I'll lock every door in the house and hole myself up in here till they all get bored and give up.
Oh yeah, thanks for the reminder. I forgot to mention, your mom has a spare front door key.
What? No! Why?
Impressive, you're still messaging me?
Why didn't you tell me before it came to this? I never would have done all this if I'd known it was my aunt's house. All you had to do was tell me.
Moving into someone's house without their permission while they're away isn't exactly something normal people do, is it? How exactly was I supposed to know where you were? Seems like you forgot all about the announcement that your Aunt Kimmy's stay in Sweden would be coming to a close. Maybe if you'd have remembered, you could have put two and two together.
No, I didn't forget. I just didn't think she was coming back that soon. Besides, I didn't know anything about her new house.
I see. Still, ignorance is just no justification for the way you've behaved.
Chloe, please.
My husband just messaged your mom explaining how instead of facing responsibility for what you did, you're hiding from them while complaining to me over text.
Hey, wait! Stop it! I found such a good hiding place! Ugh!
It's time to face the music, Lila. Lila's mom asked me if I could buy them some time by keeping her busy while they figure out where she was hiding. I happily obliged and kept her talking to me until the in-laws arrived at occupied Aunt Kimmy's house, after which point they quickly tracked her down and captured her. The next day, a furious Aunt Kimmy arrived accompanied by her lawyer. After an extremely long and tiring discussion, Aunt Kimmy agreed to settle for $75,000 in compensation from the shamed couple for their actions. Of course, that included the cost of the items they sold. But it also covered the cost of repairing the house, which had been left in an abysmal state after being subjected to Lila and her husband's artistic endeavors. Finally, it included a sum to make up or the emotional distress the whole episode has caused. The moment Lila heard the figure, she let out a shrieking scream so piercing it could be said to be heard from outside of the solar system. After that, both her and her husband had no choice but to start working several jobs each. Now, under the strict supervision of her Aunt Kimmy, they led a miserable, soul-crushing existence of being worked to exhaustion on a daily basis to pay off their exorbitant debts.